Gender equity is defined as the process of allocating resources, programs, and decision-making fairly to both males and females without any discrimination on the basis of sex. The term itself is such a recent concept, and therefore it can be assumed that the life of a female in the past was anything but simple. The universal gender inequalities of the past did not exclude the world of art. Women were oppressed and unrecognized for their artistic abilities. However, through their forbearance, perseverance, and drive, the women of the past paved way for the evolution of women in the art world to be possible. Furthermore, their committed work ethic in times of darkness is what allows the women of today to enjoy the light.
The Gleaners, 1857, Jean-François Millet, shows three women wearing modest clothing doing the tedious job of gleaning in the hot sun. Gleaning is the act of picking up scraps of leftover hay after a harvest. In the background, you see large haystacks with many other workers doing the same task of gleaning. The art piece uses many light pastel colors to create dramatic contrasts. This helps viewers sense the sorrow shown by the low-class women. Since only wealthy women were granted education with the use of private tutors, the poor women were left uneducated and only able to do service work such as cleaning or housekeeping or prostitution. The Third-Class Carriage, 1864, by Honor Dumas, shows many people in a crowded carriage. However, since there is high contrast within the piece, only two women are shown perfectly. Thus we assume they are the intended view. The two women are shown carrying out roles according to their gender. One woman is taking care of a child by the means of breastfeeding, while the other woman is carrying what seems to be groceries in a basket.
At the time, women had little to no rights and or freedom, rather were confined to society's standards of being solely domestic, wearing appropriate clothing, and always being escorted or shown with men in public. The painting Olympia by Edward Manet, 1863, was one of the first pieces to really push the boundaries of the view of women in the world. A young white female prostitute depicted relaxing, nude on a bed, gazing directly at the viewer with an indifferent yet confident look. Most took this to be very scandalous and horrifying because at the time, society didn't believe women should be allowed or to be portrayed nude in general public, even though men were not subjected to these standards. The artist not only opened the envelope of feminism, but also depicted the woman embracing her body as it is, promoting a healthy mindset for other females. By the mid-1880s, women started to become more and more prominent as subjects and as female artists in the male-dominated world. In the painting Summer's Day by Berthe Morisset, 1879, two lovely and proper women appear leisurely on a boat on a beautiful, sunny summer day. This painting became a centerpiece to the evolvement and push for feminism for various reasons. One being the artist herself was a woman unseen in the piece painting, two other women sitting in the boat across from her. These women depicted were displayed as well-dressed, poised, and thoughtful, instead of the typical past depictions of frivolous, solely male-driven, domestic, and escorted by men. Morisset's male goal and focus of her work was the woman representing them at a sharp angle, taking up most of her composition rather than the small amount of setting surrounding them.
Ana Mendieta was a Cuban-American female artist whose art pieces were always soul-searching. She searched for her roots and identity in the earth and nature itself and applied it physically and metaphorically. She used art to make a return of earth and made it a metaphor for her life. As an artist, she believed feminism, womanhood, religion, and life were all connected in some way. The Sleeping Gypsy by Henry Rousseau is an interesting piece to look at. The gypsy in this image seems like she's on a long journey with the lion by her side. We always see women at home, giving labor, or even posing naked for images, but we never see women on a long journey. The typical paintings usually show women being escorted by men in public, but this woman is alone and traveling, and it definitely seems like she is proud.
Alberto Giacometti's man-pointing is a subtle yet fabulous example of sexism in that time. It contrasts his female sculptures in their shy, subdued poses, often looking ashamed and fearful of taking up space, while his male sculptures, such as this one, stands proud and tall, exuding power and outstretched arms. Lucian Freud's naked portrait was considered shocking for portraying a naked woman completely unsexualized in her raw and unattractive pose. Her unhappy and depressed position was his way of sending a message through shocking people, as he was exposing the feminine figure using realism, doing nothing to sugarcoat the authentic reality. Woman with the Hat by Henri Matisse is an abstract painting with significant emphasis on its vibrant and diverse colors. The piece surprisingly depicts his wife. It's surprising because she is painted with the look of a prostitute with her low-cut dress and choker necklace. She almost looks like a prop for her husband's advancement.